What if I told you it's possible to go from where you are right now to getting a top LSAT score in just 30 days? Whether you're starting from scratch or looking to fine-tune your approach, today I'm going to give you a clear, step-by-step strategy to maximize every single day of the next month. Because here's the deal. The LSAT isn't just about hard work, it's about smart, focused effort. Today, I'm going to lay out for you a 30-day plan using my laser approach to LSAT prep that can push you towards a 170 plus LSAT score. First, for those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz. I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005, and I personally increased my own LSAT score from a 152 to a 175. Now, before I get into the details, I want to address a common misconception. The LSAT is not a test that you can cram for. It tests your reasoning abilities, comprehension, and time management skills, not just your memory. Ideally, you would have months to prep, but sometimes life gets in the way. You don't have that luxury. And so if you have only 30 days to prepare, this video is for you. The plan I'm going to share with you is intense, but it's also focused. We'll prioritize for you what matters the most and cut out all the fluff. First off, for those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz. I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005, and I personally increased my own LSAT score from a 152 to a 175. Now, today I'm going to share with you the plan that I wish I had back when I was studying, because I could have saved a lot of wasted time. I jumped right into taking test after test when I should have instead built the foundation first, and that's what the LASER framework helps you do. LASER is an acronym standing for Learning, Accuracy, Sections, Exams, and Review. And each one of these phases is critical to building the skills you need and the stamina that you need for LSAT test day. Let's talk through how to make the most of the next 30 days. Week 1 is the learning phase, building that foundation. This first week is all about absorbing the core concepts and understanding the LSAT's structure. This is where you lay your groundwork. And so to start with, you want to focus, of course, on logical reasoning, because it's 2/3 of the test, and you want to focus on the most common question types in logical reasoning, necessary assumptions, inferences, and flaws. You also want to learn the fundamentals of conditional reasoning and causality, because these concepts come up repeatedly throughout the section. You then also, of course, don't want to neglect reading comprehension. For this section, focus on the more big picture questions like main idea, tone, and passage structure. You also want to practice summarizing passages in your own words to prove that you've truly got it, and also identifying the key points of disagreement between different viewpoints presented in the passage. Now, ideally, you have at least 3-4 hours on a given day to study for the LSAT. If you don't, of course, you can make the most of just 1 or 2. In the morning, you might want to watch videos covering key LSAT concepts, or maybe reading your LSAT prep textbook. In the afternoon, you want to drill questions by type, starting with focusing on accuracy over speed. And then in the evening, reflect on what you've learned, take some notes, and identify patterns in your mistakes. At LSAT Unplugged, we also offer live online classes via Zoom in the evenings, so that you can join even if you're working or you're in school. If you're interested in finding out more about joining our small group coaching program or our one-on-one coaching programs, you can check out the links below to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. Now, don't try to master everything at once. A lot of these LSAT prep textbooks are going to cover 500 pages, going over every question type in excruciating detail, but with just 30 days, you don't have time for that. So stick to the high-yield question types that show up most frequently on the LSAT. So that was week 1, building the foundation. Now in week 2, we're going to focus on accuracy to sharpen your precision, to make sure that you have a precise understanding of every single LSAT question type. This is where drilling comes into play. This week is all about precision and building the ability to eliminate wrong answers consistently. In logical reasoning, you want to focus on the key distinction between necessary assumption questions and sufficient assumption questions. Also, you want to practice spotting the gap in the argument and understanding better how to bridge the gap between the evidence and the conclusion. Now, in reading comprehension, we've already covered the global general questions like main idea, tone, and passage organization. Now we want to shift focus to the more detail-oriented questions, like questions asking for specific examples and the function of different paragraphs that they play in the passage as a whole. In the morning, you want to focus on drilling questions by type, maybe 1 or 2 dozen of them, aiming to get at least 80% accuracy, if not 90% accuracy. Now in the afternoons, review your mistakes in depth. Ask yourself, what was tempting about the wrong answer choice that made me pick it? What ultimately makes it wrong? What was unappealing about the right answer that pushed me away from it? And what ultimately makes it correct? You have these traps of encouragement towards the wrong answer and traps of discouragement away from the right answer. We want to help you understand what mistakes you're making and why, so that, of course, you can avoid making those same mistakes again. This is where the Socratic review method comes into play. The Socratic review method is a cornerstone of our courses and one-on-one coaching programs. If you'd like my help adopting this strategy for yourself, again, check out the links below to book a call with me and my team. Now, in the evenings, you're going to want to revisit any tricky concepts you encountered during the day and reinforce your understanding of those areas with some additional practice drill sets. By the way, LSAC's Law Hub platform has a great section for additional practice where you can avoid spoiling full-length practice tests by focusing on individual sections. Whatever you do, track your performance carefully, use a mistake journal or an error log to identify and articulate recurring mistakes and any weak areas that you have for later review or discussion with your LSAT coach if you are in one of our LSAT coaching programs. Now, in week 3, focus on individual sections to build your pacing and your stamina. You want to do full practice sections under timed conditions, 35 minutes with standard timing, no breaks, no checking the answer key in the middle, no checking your phone in the middle. This phase of the study plan is designed to help you learn how to better manage your time and allocate it over the course of the section and simulate the pressures you'll experience on LSAT test day. For logical reasoning, you want to learn to triage questions, meaning you're going to skip and flag the time-consuming ones and come back to them later. You also want to do the easier questions earlier in the section more quickly, ideally first 10 questions in roughly 10 minutes to build up the time bank that you can then apply to the tougher questions later in the section. For reading comprehension, you want to refine your note-taking and any tagging strategies that you have. Maybe if you like highlighting, you want to highlight the main ideas and contrasting viewpoints quickly and efficiently. Spend only 2.5 to 3 minutes on your initial read of the passage so that you'll have time for the associated questions. In the morning, maybe you're going to do one timed section of either logical reasoning or reading comprehension within that 35-minute time constraint. In the afternoon, spend at least double that amount of time, meaning 70 minutes, on your review. Analyze where you spent too much time and any particular question types that slowed you down. Then in the evening, do focused drills on the question types you struggled with the most. Of course, pacing is a skill. It takes time to build it. Don't panic if you can't finish a section on time at first. Just focus on steady improvement and getting better than you were the day before. Now, week 4 is crunch time. It's time to take full-length practice tests, tie it all together, and simulate test day. Your focus now is on taking exams and reviewing them in depth. Your focus is now building endurance and building your confidence. I recommend taking 2 to 3 full-length practice tests over the course of the week to mimic actual test day conditions, and between each exam that you take, focus your time on deep review using that Socratic review method to extract the key lessons from the mistakes that you're making, because every question that you get wrong is an opportunity to learn something new. So maybe on day 1 of the week, you're taking a full-length practice test with 4 sections. The next day, review that test thoroughly. Note whether your mistake was with regard to misreading the question, misunderstanding the logic of the argument, or falling for a trap answer. Note all these mistakes in your mistake journal or your error log. And then on day 3, focus on drilling your weak areas. Then repeat that cycle again. Take an exam, review it in depth, related drills for the rest of the week. Now, don't take full-length exams on consecutive days because, of course, we don't want you to burn out. And the day before the actual LSAT, ideally, you're not going to do any studying at all. Just rest, relax, and recharge. And of course, if you'd like my help and my team's help with one-on-one coaching or small group coaching programs to talk through your study plan, to talk through the areas giving you the most trouble, my team and I would be glad to help you out. Again, we offer live online classes via Zoom, on-demand video courses, small group coaching, and one-on-one coaching. You can check out the links below to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. Now, before we wrap up, I wanted to share some more strategies for success. Make the most of every single study session that you have, every drill you complete, every section you take. Every time you review a practice test, you should have a specific goal in mind for what you're hoping to get out of that study session. Don't just take exams and don't just drill questions for the sake of taking exams or drilling questions. Secondly, adapt your study plan over the course of these next 30 days. Use your mistake journal or error log to adjust your focus as you need to. If a particular question type keeps tripping you up, prioritize it in your drill sets. Third, embrace mistakes. As I said earlier, every wrong answer is a chance to learn something new. You want to focus on the why behind each mistake so that you can avoid repeating it. And finally, stay consistent. Even on the tough days, commit to the process. It's not about perfection, it's about progress every single day. Just aim to do better than you did the previous day. I hope you found this video helpful. Feel free to reach out. And in the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.